Hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome into your daily read for Saturday, April 1st, 2023. Of course, thank you so much for joining me for this reading, but do keep in mind it is general, so just take what resonates and don't forget to hit that like button. Now, the overall message I got for us for the beginning of the month: on the move, on the move. So it feels like a Saturday, a beginning to the month where things are a bit busy, at least feeling somewhat, if not fully productive. In the first attempt to get this reading done, these two cards did fly out of the wisdom deck, but I had to stop. I literally lost my breath and could not speak. But the milk and honey card and chopped wood, or chop wood rather. So naturally, this chop wood card talking about putting an effort, getting things done. You could find yourself doing certain levels of tidying up, cleaning, running errands, that kind of Saturday, if and or getting work done. You could find yourself being a bit of a social butterfly, but it feels like whatever you're accomplishing, being on the move once again, feeling like migrating potentially is taking place, feeling like a busybody is now what I'm getting. It's feeling rewarding, a sense of abundance. They're saying getting your cake and eating it too, okay? You might be treating yourself, a bit of indulgence taking place, but let's keep shuffling and see what else we get. Look at that. A bit of fate energy, stardom energy is now what I'm getting when you're at home. So there is a focus on your home life. Are you completely satisfied where you're living, with where you're living? Or do we need to make a change moving forward? There's a feeling that some of you are improving that situation, or at least thinking about how to do just that. They're saying I don't need it anymore, but I'm going to keep pulling anyways. For Saturday, there's a bit of an independent vibe about this day as well, but look at this. There's a feeling that the days previous to Saturday weren't as peaceful as you needed or desired, or there could just be some healing that needs to take place from being so busy throughout this specific day and potentially previous to it. So breathing, relaxing, balancing things out, regrounding oneself. Spirit saying whatever is going to make you feel more peaceful throughout this day and help you accomplish whatever else you feel is necessary, that's what you need to be doing. There's also a feeling that whether it's at home, at work, with a connection or multiple, we're needing you to keep the hope alive. It could be in regards to what you still don't have in your situation, still need to acquire. But there's a vibration about you. Look at that. Imagine. So a bit of at times a daydreamy sort of fantasizing vibe about this day, needing to drift to what you see as ideal and watch that come to be in divine timing. But I also feel like for some, there's a focus on your dreams. Even if you don't normally remember your dreams, I feel like you might remember one, if not multiple. But my vivid dreamers being drawn to this reading, there's something of importance, okay? And you might even be messed with through your dreams. And your connection to the moon will also take a highlight. But I do feel as if you're glowing throughout this day in certain ways, whether it's due to certain self-care routines or one in particular. I just feel like you are feeling a bit outgoing, but in more of a peaceful manner. They're saying don't overdo it. I feel like that's coming through in a few different ways. All right, don't overdo it as far as over exuding. Don't overdo it as far as over accomplishing. Putting too much on your plate, jam-packing your day. Don't overdo it when it comes to wording things. But we also have loyal heart and new life. There's a focus on the fact that your loyalty will come into play in a positive sense when it comes to the future of a connection, all right? The future of your life as a whole, some of which are being pushed to recognize you're in the midst of the beginning stages of a new chapter, a new phase of your life. If not, the acquiring of a new situation will highlight and represent, in a sense, this new phase, this new chapter of your life, okay? But it feels like there's, for some, a mirroring effect taking place with another person or an occurrence. But I do feel like there's a realization taking place either way. I'm being drawn to these owls. A realization taking place in regards to what you need to improve or work on. Nobody's perfect. And I feel like somebody's viewing you as perfect. So just know that. But I do feel like there's a bit of a royal vibe about you. If you look at the owls, they're wearing crowns. And I do feel like this is a vibe in and of itself. Okay. But I do feel like you again are glowing. Oh, when I said vibration before, I was being drawn to this detail, this aspect of the breathe card, a vibration about when it comes to your mind, the way you process things, the way you think, even when you're in a peaceful state of mind. Some of which this is also connecting to your spirituality. They do speak to us through our thoughts. But it feels like you're blossoming throughout this day and something else is blossoming for you. They're saying add 2 and 9 together, which gives us 11. So the number 11 spiritually coming into play. If you don't know what that means, which I don't right off the top of my head, look that up. Sorry, that was very awkward. Let's pull from the Light Seers deck. We have the 9 of Wands and the 3 of Pentacles at the split deck. So gaining attention, being noticed for somebody who's a bit tired or just a bit burnt out, a bit defensive for some. It's going to, of course, differ from case to case. But in the midst of this busy day where you feel the need to stay busy for whatever reason, could be because you're feeling a bit anxious. It could be more so you just feeling like you have to play the game of catch up, right? Feeling like there's just a lot to get done, a deadline or two, or if not multiple, even if you set them yourself. But it just feels like all the meanwhile you do need to do some healing, but it doesn't feel like a day where you're going to give yourself much of an opportunity to do just that. What else do we have for Saturday? 5 of Pentacles, just thoughts of lack, all right? Thoughts of a door that needs to be opened moving forward, but don't stress it. You may be putting effort into seeing more come into play moving forward to gain more abundance, to see oneself more abundant, more prosperous. I heard the word lucrative. I feel like you're thinking about more money for a lot. It could be in regards to as well you wanting more love in your life or just more attention. It's like you will, again, going back to the 3 of Pentacles, gain attention, but it might be more in regards to, say, your work or your online content or both, and then you kind of want more attention in the dating sexual department. Of course, it's going to differ from case to case. It could be reversed, but it feels like it's like you're grateful, appreciative of what you do gain as far as attention and other levels of abundance, but it's kind of hard throughout this day, even when you're busy, to not think about what you don't have, but especially in the limited downtime, to keep one's mind off of what isn't within your situation, or at least not fully. I'm being drawn to the key here. I do feel like Spirit's saying there's a key to be acquired moving forward for some that may take a highlight throughout this day, but I'm now hearing a key to your heart being hard to actually acquire. But I feel like there's one, if not multiple people from the past that tie into your lack of trust or lack of offering that key to others. Interesting. But the Hanged Man in reverse, because I feel like even though you do sense a lot drawn to the reading or gaining a lot of guidance through your intuition, especially your spirituality throughout this day, so a very spiritual, on the move kind of day, there's a sense that you're feeling quite stubborn. Why is that? Is it because you're trusting your inner knowing, or is it more so because you don't want to adjust things in certain ways or in one particular way? A set in stone sort of mindset vibe. It's like, I'm a habitual creature, so I don't really want to adjust this habit, if not multiple, or I don't really want to adjust my routine, but I can sense that it's going to be switching up in certain ways or in one particular way moving forward. Spirit's saying we need you to sort of crack out of that shell, that level of comfort that does feel at times not as satisfying as you would like it to be, right? At other times, sure it is, but it feels like there's a flexibility that needs to be embraced throughout this day and moving forward. Even if it takes steps to get to that point, it feels like this is going to need to happen so that you can see things work out in your favor more so moving forward. I'm getting, again, the word abundance. so you can embrace what feels like a new life. Change is a must. We need to flow with it. We need to embrace it and even initiate it at times. But it feels like there's a I'm set in my ways kind of vibe, and I totally get that. Okay. Nobody's perfect. Everyone's human, and we are naturally as humans habitual, right? If you've done something for, what is it, 3 weeks or more continuously, then naturally you're going to feel in the motion is what I'm getting, in the process of the habit of doing just that consistently or every once in a while. The Four of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the Moon card in reverse. All three came out in reverse because I feel like there's a sense of you thinking about where your control does not lie. And this might initiate some of that busybody energy coming to be, right? You know, that moment or two when you're feeling like you can't adjust or improve something or control something per se, if you want to go to that extreme. So then you clean or you go run an errand or you go just out for an adventure. A sense of you finding that in these moments you might not feel as passionate as you desire, but you might also be thinking about how to spruce up your passion, to spruce up your day in general, to make it more colorful, more, they're saying fiery. You are in the midst of Aries season, so allow for that passion to come to be. Don't fight it. When you do find that things feel a little bit heavy throughout the day at certain points, or one point in particular, it might be because a spirit with, a bit of an attitude has come about to join you for a hot second, or you picked up on somebody else's energy, or both. And if it's both, it's going to feel like a Ten of Wands sort of situation, but that's minor, okay? It feels like for the most part, you're not feeling emotional throughout this day. A sense of you not feeling like there's much of a mystery in regards to what lies ahead, but then Spirit's saying there's a lot of blanks to be filled in. That felt kind of reversed. I do feel like you are going to entertain yourself at certain points throughout this day, but it feels like Spirit's saying, again, there's a sense of this this day highlighting the fact that things do feel comfortable to an extent, potentially familiar, if you will, but with the Knight of Wands in reverse and the Moon card in reverse, things don't feel ultra passionate. There's going to be more passion moving forward. There's going to be more of a glowing way about you due to different levels of busyness and more success coming to be, however that looks for you individually. This has been a very interesting reading, but it's a day where, once again, you're reaping the rewards in certain ways, but it's a day where you're on the move for the better and for the worse. All right. So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your beginning to the month, your Saturday, and I'll see you next time.